You know what I was just thinking? How cool it is that we've found a way through technology to be one another's inspirers. I just think that's remarkable. I was watching a video I did for myself, to myself, and the first priority of inspiration has to be the inspiration you give yourself, right? What you're inspired by. Otherwise, it's an idea outside yourself that you'll never truly connect to with your heart. And if you never truly connect with your heart, well, then it's not really inspiration. It's just an idea that never gets off the ground. And nothing that you can truly be proud of in the end, right? So, this inspiration we offer each other, we offer it through not what we say, but through the movements of what we do throughout our day that align with what we say. And there's a bullshit meter inside each and every one of us. And when um, it's not true, we usually hear, that's not true. But if it is your bullshit meter and your bullshit meter is off, that's another story altogether, right? The bullshit meter that's off. How could the bullshit meter get off? What if we had so many life experiences that we lost our way in hope and possibility? That might be all of us in our society, right? You ever had a broken heart or been brokenhearted over a situation or an unfair situation occurred and it put something inside of you that was that got hurt, a little part of you that got hurt. When something gets hurt inside of us, there's a chance that we are looking at others with our hurt eyes, and it's also a chance that we are wanting to hurt others with our hurt. I myself am guilty of it, so there is no way possible that if you're watching this, it cannot resonate, even if it's just a grain of salt. See, a grain of salt is just as important than the whole totality of something. But we're not taught that, are we? We're taught to disregard the grain of salt. If we disregard the grain of salt, we'll never truly know who and what we are inside ourselves. It's just an opportunity to examine ourselves a little deeper. It's a vital part of me getting to know myself more intimately and more deeply, which is what people always ask me, what are you doing with your time? I'm getting to know myself more deeply and more intimately. And I'm sharing that getting to know myself more deeply and more intimately with all of you as an opportunity for us all to feel comfortable knowing thyself. And here's the good news. We've all been the worst, and we've all been our best. So this is not an examination in shaming ourselves. This is an examination of an awareness. And when we bring awareness into ourselves, we bring not only that awareness to light, but we bring our choices of that awareness that are usually hidden choices we're making when we're not aware of why we're making them, or feeling justified in why we make something, but not necessarily feeling that good about it if we broke it down into a lot more awarenesses than what we have in that current moment when we applied that choice. So, you have joined me on this getting to know yourself journey, and I welcome you. And today's topic is a deep one. Today's topic is about the hidden conversations that are occurring behind the decisions and the beliefs in which we have and we put forth into the world. The first one I was able to examine really quite closely and was the judgment of, I know this sounds so simple, and of course you boys are like, I can't relate. Judging myself, looking at another woman, seeing her as skinny and wondering how in the world does she do it? And then thinking about how, what does that say about me inside myself? And what does myself inside me have to endure with that thought? Now, we could take this application and we could apply it to anything in regards to a thought and a comparison piece, right? And if we haven't identified that we're doing that yet, then stick with me. You'll get a chance to examine thyself a little deeper as I am your mirror. And I'm not saying that I know everything. I don't know anything except what I can identify and explain and examine that I find within myself. Which, in some theories, it is believed that we ourselves are one big giant universe. Our world onto itself, and that we are only mirroring in the collective. That's an interesting theory. I don't know much more about that yet, but it goes into quantum conversation, which is something that I love. And also realize that there's a company out there doing quantum conversations that is all about metaphysical talk. And so I'm not really sure how these two line up without feeling like I'm infringing on the integrity level of someone else's work. So perhaps I may change that name just because it might just be the right thing to do, to line up with integrity for all in my collective world. So I don't know what else to say in this one except that when I examined the looking of that person and what it said to me and about me to myself, I realized I didn't want to do that any longer. And it took me into a deeper dive into the things that I have been doing for a very long time, that are the subtle conversation pieces within ourselves that are happening unconsciously. It may even be the frustration we have towards a friend or a fellow employee, or the talking over a conversation with another about our feelings or our viewpoints on something. When I look at LinkedIn and I see someone post a piece and then I read the below comments, I'm always distinctly aware that each person is speaking from their own personal identification with that information. And it varies greatly. Some people are very open and they share their opinions, and some are very adamant about holding true to those opinions, and how we see the world and how we experience is a direct link to us and those parts of ourselves that I was talking about that are running without our awareness. That is going to be it for right now. But I thank you for stopping by to listen and to have a quantum conversation about the unseen parts of ourselves yet to be discovered. There's so much we don't know. And in my opinion, we're worth getting to know. I bid you adieu, and thank you.